Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
National Democratic Congress and a chartered economist. Now let me come to Julius. Julius, I mean, we all saw the noise the New Patriotic Party made in opposition about DUMSO. One would have thought that DUMSO would be a thing of the past under an MPP government. Are we experiencing DUMSO?
Justice, thank you so much for your question. Thank you for the opportunity. I have listened to the discussion in the media airwaves.
Okay.
Because I could understand the sentiment and then the emotions being vented on the Minister for Energy, especially for the media community. Of course, like we always say, the media, they are our friends. Me, for instance, the media, I don't use friends, they are my brothers and sisters for the kind of support that you've been giving us.
Very well.
So I could understand you guys and how you are expressing yourself. Of course, we are a democratic country. So be it as it may, if a leader or a public servant, and I hold that view that we are a public servant, then we owe it a duty to serve the people. And that is what we have to account to them each and every day. And in accounting to the people, it's not only about the things that you do, how you carry yourself, how you talk, how you present facts, your body language, your gestures, because Ghanaians are so much, and especially as Africans.
Right.
That is why when we go to the chief, and then you go to the chief palace, you have to bend, you have to reduce your cloth. So these are things that we watch a lot. And it's part of leadership, how you present yourself, you carry yourself. So I could understand Ghanaians. All what we are saying is that it is okay for Ghanaians to talk about, you know, what the posture and how things went. But Justice,
are we experiencing DUMSO?
Well, we are addressing the issue. We are not.
We are not?
Yes, we are not.
What's your definition of DUMSO?
Right. Justice, I have here with me a workers' manifesto from the Trade Unions Congress.
Okay.
TUC's vision for Ghana.
Very well.
And in section 4, that is their policy on energy and power. So they call it energy and power policy.
Okay.
Now, let me just travel with me. I'm reading from the second paragraph on section 4. They are on electricity. The PU said, a decade ago, the country faced severe electricity crisis.
Okay.
Severe shortage of generating capacity led to rationing of electricity, which became known as what? DUMSO.
Okay.
So the key emphasis is shortage of generating capacity. That's the key word. Jot it down for me.
Shortage of generation
capacity, which led to rationing of electricity, which popularly became what? As DUMSO. The effect of DUMSO on the economy, businesses, and livelihoods was devastating.
Okay.
In response, government fast-tracked procurement of electricity from independent power producers at astronomical prices and on take-or-pay basis. This led to oversupply of electricity, and Ghana has been since compelled to pay huge sums of money, usually dollars, for electricity we have no use for.
Okay.
The financial burden on this contractual agreement on government has been staggering. The annual bill for government has been in excess of $500 million, and I can quote the budget, it's about $1 billion. For the unused excess power generation capacity, this has been the heart of the energy sector challenges in the last decade or so. Same on TUC. You know, remember President Mama met with the TUC, and they said that the TUC said the 24-hour economy is a game changer. This is TUC talking. In the last 4 years, electricity demand has grown, and it is now almost at par with supply. Despite steady increases in electricity tariff, inefficiencies in utility sector persist. In some parts of the country, over 40% of all electricity supplied to customers is not paid for. This is TUC speaking. Our electricity sector remains in a very precarious situation. The high energy sector debt threatened the sustainability of the sector and overall fiscal stability of the country. Obviously, the sector must be reformed, and this is their recommendation. We recommend a stakeholder participation on the boards of all state-owned utility companies so that the companies can benefit from insight and expertise and experience of trade union, industry captain, think tanks, and other social groups. The take-or-pay contract in the energy sector must be reviewed. The sanction regime under the PULC Act needs to be reviewed to make it possible for PULCs to sanction individuals that hold key positions in. So, Justice, like I said, let me take you back to, you're asking about DUMSO. A decade ago, the country faced severe electricity crisis. Severe shortage of generating capacity led to rationing of electricity, which became known as DUMSO. So, travel with me till now, fast forward, to answer your question. The reason why some of us are saying there's no DUMSO, because at the moment, the generation capacity, we are not rationing generation capacity. So the simple answer is that per all the indicators, all the report that has been churned out by the various utility companies and from the suppliers, there is no DUMSO. However, there are certain challenges which the Trade Union Congress is talking about, and I share in the sentiment of the TUC. This is the same TUC speaking. Now, one of the recommendations that the TUC recommended or advised...
Before you go to the recommendations, I recalled vividly that President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo made a post on his Facebook. I cannot recall when exactly, telling us what DUMSO is about and what he indicated, what he said. I recall that he said, when the light goes off and comes on, that is DUMSO, and that is true at the time. It is true today.
I have read you.
Akufo-Addo's definition of DUMSO.
Justice, you asked me. I'm here doing a conversation with you.
But I need to remind you.
You're interjecting. Let me flow. I mean, you see, just be fair to
no.
It is. When BOT was talking, we all kept quiet.
In fact,
how did I interject? You had to interject you. I believe. Let me present my facts.
Allow me.
So that when you have, if you have a question, you jot it down. When I finish, you come in.
Allow me.
No, Justice. Now, you are not being fair to the discussion. I will do it when you also do the same thing to me.
But I'm asking you this question.
Yes.
I'm saying that.
I'm not the moderator, but I'm on the floor.
So allow me. But when there need be for me to ask a question,
I have read to you.
Yes.
Why are you taking us to a Facebook post that you cannot even recall?
In fact.
Justice, you are not being fair.
We've not voted for TUC to rule this country.
That is why.
Number one. Number two.
Today we've not voted for TUC too. When former president went to TUC and talk about 24-hour economy with them, you guys were saying that TUC is the 24-hour economy is a game changer. Today you are telling me that we don't vote for TUC.
We have voted for President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, whom in 2016 gave us a proper definition of DUMSO. You are giving me a definition of DUMSO.
Is Nanado an electrical engineer?
But it's TUC electrical,
Of course, they are experts there. Did you see their recommendation that they gave?
I'm telling you that Napo and some other technocrats at the ministry
that is why the minister is telling Ghanaians.
And I'm asking you,
oh, Justice,
are lights going
come on, I mean the time is in it.
I'll give you the time, but are lights going on enough today?
Justice, you asked a simple question. And the same parameters that you are using, the minister who is at the helm of affairs, who is managing the power and the energy sector, was asked a simple question.
Okay.
And he said emphatically, like you are saying, and you are alluding to the fact that the ministers and then the technocrats, are you suggesting to me that all the technocrats under the Ministry of Energy, Electricity Company of Ghana, Volta River Authority, National Grid, Ghana Gas, all the technocrats there, the engineers there, and then the sector minister responsible and managing all these agencies were being asked or was asked a simple question, and then he answered in affirmative. Still, you do not want to take what the minister is taking, but you want us to take your own definition. And I'm reading to you that a trade union congress made up of the labor force of this country, where former President Mahama went and met with them and presented the 24-hour economy to them. They are saying that in what the current challenges that we are facing through, take or pay, IPPs, money that we are paying to them. And they have defined that what we refer to as DUMSO, which we all know, that, and I'm telling you that as we speak, we do not have that generating capacity as at 10 years, a decade ago. But now, We have something that is going on, and the ECG are working around the clock, which the minister was telling Ghanaians. What else do you want to hear? You just want to put words together and put it in the mouth of the minister for minister to confirm what you want to hear. I think it's really unfair. The discussion that is going on is really unfair. We are not saying, as I sit here, there are areas, in fact, my relative have called me, there are some areas, some part of Spintex, it is off. My brother spoke about Kaswa. You yourself, we are not saying that there is no power outages in the world, in the system.
That it is not prudent for the electricity company of Ghana and then the energy ministry to come out clear as to what is causing the problem, and to in fact give Ghanaians a timetable so that they can plan their lives.
Define
this has been going on for some time
define your clarity, because so far as I am aware, the ECG have spoken about the current causes of the power outages.
What did they say is causing the power?
What they said was that number one, there was a maintenance work that was being carried out. Ghana, we know, in terms of in Tema enclaves.
Okay.
You know, we rely heavily on gas from Nigeria, West African gas pipeline. And Justice, I'm reading to you. This is a press release from the West African Gas Pipeline Company. And it is straight. It says that for immediate press release, WAMCO resumes gas supply at Tema facility after system glitch. Saturday, March 23, 2004, Accra. The West African Gas Pipeline Company has resumed gas delivery at its regulating and metering station at Tema, Accra, after a system shut down. At about 10:30 p.m. last night, the WAPCO Tema's facility completely shut down due to a system glitch. Our engineers work assiduously through the night, and we resume gas supply or gas delivery to our customers in Tema at around 6:30 a.m. this morning. WAPCO is committed to delivering safe and reliable services and investigating the root cause of the problem to prevent a recurrence. WAPCO is grateful to its key stakeholders for their patience while the system was being fixed and regrets any inconvenience caused, especially in our customers in Tema that rely on the West African Gas Pipeline project. So, Justice, what we are telling Ghanaians is that it's not out of war, born out of malice. Number one, this where, I was explaining earlier on that currently our energy mix, we rely on thermal energy, and thermal energy is being powered or fueled by gas, and that is why we have, or we are, doing more procurement from the West African Gas Pipeline for cheaper gas. And this is what they are telling us. The ECG relies heavily, and they do make payment to the West African Gas Pipeline Company. This is their press release that they did. In addition, the ECG came out and said that, yes, and this is what the TUC have also expressed in their energy policy. There has been increasing demand for power. Now, they spoke about their transformer issue, their conductors. And these are the things that they are carrying out routine maintenance to resolve the challenges. These things has been discussed in the media. Ghanaians are aware of all these discussions. And again, the minister is telling you that we are working. In fact, as at the time the journalist asked the question, a lot of work. I am aware the president has even turned out a committee to sit on the matter some 3 weeks ago. So there are some being work that is going on. And yesterday, when the opportunity came for the journalist to ask for a question, he demanded a timetable. And the minister is saying that there will not be need for any timetable because this is what we have done. We admit the difficulties in the system. We admit the power outages in the system. But it has not stopped there. We have invested a lot of work into it to make sure that we restore power, and all these things that we are going through will be a thing of the past.
Why are we being disingenuous, economical with the truth?
So what is your truth if all these things are disingenuous?
And Ghanaians need a timetable.
Are you kidding me, Justice? You are sitting here and you are saying that there is doom so, and you said the minister who is a technical person together with the technocrat that you said you are the ministry, and they are saying these things to us. In fact, the TUC, the labor force of the country, are saying these things to us, and you are still here adamant and refusing to accept what the minister is telling us. Then why are you, why are you being here in the first place?
You see, let me tell you something.
Oh, come on. Let's
Napo and his energy ministry, the ECG boss and his ECG shouldn't think that Ghanaians, we have sand in our heads.
Come on, that
if
is...
we see doom, so we know that this is doom.
Justice, you see...
This has been persisting for some time now, and they are telling us trash.
Justice, you can refuse to accept whatever that is going on. That is your position.
Okay.
But what we are telling you, and what the experts are telling us,
okay,
is what we are telling Ghanaians. Respectfully, you can refuse. Now, let me take you to the 2024 budget.
You can go ahead.
Now... Oh, are you kidding me? When you spoke about 20 minutes, I was checking the time.
But he didn't talk for 20 minutes.
Oh, Justice, no, come on.
Let's go ahead.
Don't do this. You've even interjected me winning it. I'm not fighting everybody. I need fair grounds to operate. When you were talking, you see, when he was even talking and I wanted to even support your argument, you said I shouldn't interject you.
So you go ahead.
Justice has interjected me, and you're talking about time.
I didn't
you flow without any interference.
You were not allowing me to ask you questions on the show.
You did.
BOT, didn't I interject? Didn't I ask you a question?
Which question you did?
I asked him about
it is no. We are all here. Which question did you ask BOT?
You can play back. We are streaming. You can play back after the show.
Justice, no.
When you are unable,
what time are you kidding me?
Unable to defend your party's position on issues, don't vent your frustration on host.
Justice, I think this is really an unfair statement, and I don't think that is a balanced statement.
I'm sorry for making that statement.
No, I asked you. Yes, you see. When we come on the show,
right,
and then we are discussing issues, you term it as we are defending the party. What else do you want us to do? Why do you even invite us in the first place?
Right.
So that we come and present facts.
Okay.
In the presentation of the fact, it is the defense. He is here talking about...
What is the factual statement you have
presented? The factual statement is what I have read to you, and you are failing to accept it. That is your position, and that is BOT's position.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
You can go ahead.
So what we are saying is that the current challenges that has gone on and TUC are reporting about, are you refusing to accept the substance in it? What else? You see, you could... What are you talking about? Yes, but that is their policy that they have accepted. Didn't you present People's Manifesto?
Is it TUC that should produce a manifesto for the new patriotic party?
You don't even understand the context.
I don't get it.
You are
here to defend your policy, and you are using workers' manifesto.
BOT was here using global info analytics to support them. Whatever the other. Are you saying that the TUC? Are you kidding me? Why did you go and present your 24 hours to them?
Union body.
Are you kidding me? You don't respect labor force in this country.
Going into the 2024 elections, I believe that the TUC should be preparing the MPP.
Are you kidding me? When they presented this manifesto to former president Mahama, ask him, he has a copy, and they are giving all these things to me.
How many minutes do we have left?
Go ahead.
Yes, he asking for minutes.
Co-share it.
No, you see. So Justice,
Titi, I'll plead for 10 extra minutes.
You need to give me 7 minutes after.
I'll give you. Go ahead.
You need 10 minutes. We are sharing at 5.
Go ahead.
So Justice.
Go ahead.
Now let me take you to paragraph 684 of the 2024 budget and tell you what President Nadu has done.
All right.
The investment he has done in the power sector. Now, in paragraph 684, when Finance Minister went to Parliament and presented the 2024 budget to Ghanaians, he said that, Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Energy is committed to achieving commercial operations of the Amari Power Plant in Kumasi to improve the power system stability within the middle and northern part of the country. 6 units of the Amari plant has been successfully transported to Awomaso in Kumasi. Installation works of the unit commenced.
Okay.
Now, in paragraph 685, in addition to 4 units, what he has done earlier on,
for me in 2 minutes.
The Amari plants were reserved to repower T3 plant.
Right.
VRA has requested for proposals from selected contractors for the T3 repowering works using 4 engines from Amari. So these are investment or works that has gone. In paragraph 686, Mr. Speaker, it is worth noting that under the 400 megawatt early power project construction activities of the phase 1, which is a combined cycle plant with a net output of 200 megawatts, is completed and commissioning is ongoing. It is targeted that commercial operation date COD of the phase 1, the 200 megawatt of the 400 mega early power project, will be achieved. So these are a lot of the interventions that the government has done in the power and then the energy sector. When the president went to parliament and presented the State of the Nation's address, he also talked about a lot of savings that has came out about doing renegotiations of this same take or pay that's causing a lot of fiscal burden on the country, which the TUC are reporting in their words in their manifesto that they are presenting to all political parties. And now you are saying that who are they?
All right, thank you so much for your submission. I'm so grateful. That was Julius Jima. Let me take a few of our messages. I'll come back. This one says, hi, watching you live from Freetown, Sierra Leone. Thank you so much for watching us in Sierra Leone. This one says, good evening, Justice. Ashiye and part of Amrahia Zongo are sleeping in darkness. Amrahia Zongo, Adenta Dodowa Road. Mohammed sent in that one. Okay. The messages are just pouring in like something. This one says, President Akufo-Addo has already defined Dumso. Are you telling us that during NDC's time, the engineers, okay, so the person sent President Akufo-Addo's post in 2016. If the lights go out and come back on, isn't that Dumso? That was President Akufo-Addo's definition of Dumso. And so the definition of Dumso some years back cannot change by this government, especially when the person we voted for gave us a proper definition of Dumso. We would hold him accountable. We will hold him according to his definition, whether he likes it or not. This one says, good evening, Justice. Long time from landlord Bolga D-Line. Bolga D-Line, okay. This 419 government is a clear definition of power drunk and full of arrogance with regards to the current Dumso. There is a saying that no matter how useless one is, you are still useful because you can be used as a bad example to correct others. This one, what did he say? What a bad government we are experiencing. Sorry, today I'm not using my lenses, so I'm unable to see some of the words properly. Kindly forgive me. Good evening, Justice. This MPP, the MPP is so pathetic. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for your message. This one says, good evening. One thing I know is that most MPPs are too arrogant in delivering of their responsibilities. When MPP comes to power, when MPP came to power, one of them said, Ghana will never see darkness because the light will be on throughout. I am in Apegusu and the lights comes on and off just like something. All right, thank you so much for your message. This one says, Justice, good evening. This is James Tenga from Napdan. You have forgotten me. Why? I haven't forgotten you, my brother. My regards to my MP for his good works. Justice, the least talked about President Akufo-Addo and his government. Unfortunately, my tablet is off. But we have just about 10 minutes to wrap. Let me give you 5 minutes.
Just as you see, the reason why people of Ghana must entrust the destiny of this country once again.
Quickly, I would want my producer in the studio, pretty quickly. I mean, he should be here. You can go ahead.
One of the reasons, which is a non-negotiable one, that we in the NDC think Kenyans out there must pose a high level of non-negotiable confidence in us, is that I have chanced on several research, external bodies, internal ones, those from the NDC Research Bureau. The aggregate of all these put together is that the economy is going to play a key role, and the energy sector is a subset of the bigger economy. Now, when you look at the key election issues for 2024,
Right.
Global Info Analytics listed 16 major issues. The economy was number one. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, cognizant of this data,
Right.
this scientific data, not anybody's manifesto to anybody,
Very well.
put together a policy document that said that, look, we're going to make sure that unemployment comes to a barest minimum, and that if Ghanaians repose confidence in us, we will introduce the 24-hour economic policy, because it's a shift system. Now, somebody will ask, what then is the correlation between 24-hour economy and the energy sector? And it is simple. If you don't have sustainable power sector, robust power sector, reliable power sector, do so free economy, you can never run 24-hour proposed economy. Because imagine today, the next NDC government says in the Tama Enclave free zone, I want you guys to run 24/7. Such companies can only operate when there is reliable source of power to them.
Right.
So what the NDC is telling Ghanaians out there is that, look, the 24-hour economy will be pillared on reliable source of energy.
Okay.
Because without energy, the pharmaceutical industry, the aviation sector, the agro-processing, the constructional sector, the manufacturing sector cannot thrive. And that is why I think that the 24-hour economy can only succeed, and it's a policy we can fall on when energy is guaranteed. Because you cannot go to Tama Enclave, Swami, Techima, Doma Hinkro, Tamale, Takrade, Takwansuyayem, and convince the business community to believe in this when you have done so. So the reason why we believe that the Ghanaian out there must have a third thought, not even second thought. Ghanaians must have the first, second, and third thought, and vote in a manner that has never happened before for the NDC is that we can only guarantee 24-hour economy when energy is reliable. And in fact, the NDC has shown a considerable level of faith in making sure power is guaranteed. And I'll give you two statements.
Go ahead.
The outgone majority leader under the MPP, Oseche means most honorable, the MP for Swami currently, who is also the chairman of their manifesto for election 2024, said emphatically that His Excellency former President Mahama took bold initiative to solve Dumso. On August 16, 2016, the Vice President of Ghana today said emphatically clear that the NDC and Mahama cannot take credit for solving Dumso. That should tell you that if we just suppose and put the MPP and NDC in pari passu, the NDC is always a step ahead solving Dumso. Because as an economist, you can only have a thriving and a buoyant economy when you have a reliable source of energy sector. And because the data I shared here, from the year 2000 to the year 2022, the NDC has shown good faith to generate more power. I want to assure my brother that he must carry the message on to their next opposition leader called Dr. Mumba Umia that the NDC is coming to power. And we are coming to power because we can only implement our 24-hour economic policy, run a shift system, create more jobs, improve tax revenue, reduce unemployment when the energy sector is reliable and buoyant. In fact, Obi Abedidi and a better pechenso.
All right, thank you so much, BOT, for your submission. I'm so grateful. You have 5 minutes. Let's go.
Your Justice, thank you. I think that when you're only talking for and desperate for vote, desperate for power.
Okay.
That is why you see my brother would be, so desperate about vote. You see, in his presentation is vote for this, vote for that, and that is the only thing that they need. They can only offer to the Ghanaians.
Okay.
What we are telling Ghanaians is that yes, we will still provide accountability to the ordinary Ghanaian. We admonish and accept that there are current power outages going on. It is going on as a result of the causes I've already established. And government is not sleeping. Government is working around the clock. The Minister of Energy is not sleeping. the Minister of Energy has been one of the hard-working ministers we have had. And he has delivered, and he has provided all those leadership in the various agencies and sectors that is responsible for energy. So we are really making sure that this current power outages, the current problems and maintenance issues that is going on is being refixed. And that is what Ghanaians we are looking for. We fixed problems. We are problem-solving party, not a party that is always interested in vote. But Justice, permits me. Now, all this whole hula baloo about, you know, take or pay, increasing power generation and all that is as a result of, you know, the monopoly that the IPPs, they do have, especially with thermal and then hydro.
Right.
Going forward, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, in his bold solution for the future, his policy statement, his policy on energy, he's saying that when he gets the opportunity, when we keep accounting to Ghanaians, and Ghanaians reward us again, and with our mission and objective of breaking the 8, what he's going to do next, because we have to diversify the energy mix. And I'm daring my brother that what is their next, you know, policy on energy. Now, you are saying that my brother quoted Vice President Bawumia that former President Mahama cannot take credit for causing a problem that you fixed. And referencing our majority leader.
For fixing a problem.
Yes, for fixing a problem. Thank you. For fixing a problem that you caused. Of course, there's no credit in that. The only person who can take that credit will be a new person who will come on board and fix your problem. If you fix your own problem, what credit is there for you to take? So I can see, and the desperation on the face of my brother is all about vote. They are interested in vote.
The issue of Dumso isn't a problem Mahama created. So Dumso has been with us for a very long time.
Well, you can
decades.
Yes, but it became rampant. It became rampant. In fact, Dumso has been there, I'm sure, but if you could go back into time and history, even in President Nkrumah's time, there will be some power outages in the system. Even President Kofo's time, we experienced that. And it was as a result of the generation mix. So once we rely on hydro, we saw when there's a shortage in Akosombo Dam, we experienced Dumso, and then, you know, pastors had to pray and all that. We have moved on. We have traveled far. Where we are at the moment, yes, we have excess capacity that my brother and his party, because we have renegotiated for all these IPPs. And I salute and I doff my hat to the IPPs that even in the midst of difficulties, where liquidity in terms of mobilizing cash and pay them in the form of the cash water for mechanism that the PRC has suggested, yes, the IPPs are still giving us sustainable power. All this maintenance issue will be a thing of the past within the shortest possible time. And in going into the future, that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia represent futuristic. What he's saying is that in economies of scale, if you have one person or two persons controlling a particular space, they also control the price. So what we have to do is to diversify. And in diversification, what he's suggesting on board to add on onto the energy mix is to bring in solar power and add on wind energy. When this thing comes on board, you will see that the IPPs who are giving us hydro and thermal, they will begin to review their prices down, and the country will make a lot of savings and create that fiscal space. That fiscal space that they are looking for, that when they come, they will use it to power their 24-hour economy.
In your earlier submission, you indicated that ECG and the ministry, you know, say that they are only working on some of their machines. They are carrying on some maintenance works and all of that. But I hope you are very much aware about the fact that the IPPs some time ago had also threatened that if government doesn't pay them their monies, we may experience light of people.
I just said it.
Exactly. And so don't you think that that is what is happening currently? Have you paid the IPPs?
We have, but not all of them. There has been some payment that has been released to the IPPs. In fact, we agreed with a payment plan with them. They are our suppliers. In fact, when you procure an item, a good or a service from somebody, the person is your supplier. So we also purchase or procure power from them. And then there are payment terms that you go into it as a result of what? The access or maybe the kind of funds that you have at a particular time. We know, and we've told Ghanaians that we face liquidity challenges. Why did we go to the IMF? We talk about balance of payment that we've been discussing. So what we are saying now is that, yes, the IPPs are doing a fantastic job.
Right.
But even without that, there are other issues that ECG must take care of. And ECG can only take care of those issues when, as citizens, we also owe it our duty as civic responsibility to at least support ECG with our payment of bills and all that. These are the nitty-gritty of the causes that we can discuss. Not about a minister or my brother inciting Ghanaians and some of the general asking for timetable when there is none. Or the issue that you are calling for, there is none. So Justice, we represent the future. We'll continue to give accountability to Ghanaians with all humility and with all respect. Then we would also propose the option that going in forward, and then now that, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is seeking for his own mandate, what he's going to add on board is the diversification of the energy. You can speak to any expert around the world.
Granted.
We have sun running 24 hours in this country. Something can be done. We can harness or harvest the sun and convert it into energy, which will force the current prices of power. In the IMF report, there's below cost recovery. In fact, the tariff that they are charging us, we can't pay. At times, government have to subsidize some of these things for us, yet we are not able to meet up and give the money to the ECG. These are the things that I believe we should bring on the table to discuss, and not the call for timetable. However,
in a minute,
respond
to this for me, and then we wrap up because I have just one
Thank
more
you,
minute.
sir.
Granted that the ECG is carrying out some maintenance works, don't you think that it is only proper for the ministry and ECG to tell us how long it will take them to fix some of these things, or to to finish with the maintenance work that they are carrying out?
Thank you so much. I
because
believe
they've not told us anything.
Yes, I believe that, and it's a good question. I must commend you for that. It means that we are now situating the argument. So now, I believe in every form of communication that will help the ordinary Ghanaian to plan.
Let's go.
In that matter, ECG made their publications. They have given continuous announcements. So the call for a period that this maintenance will end, or at least help Ghanaians to plan, I'm in all support for that.
Thank you. Right, thank you so much. That was Julius Chima. He's an economist and a member of a New Patriotic Party communications team. My brother, thank you so much for coming. Also, BOT, he's a chartered economist and a member of a National Democratic Congress. My brother, thank you so much for
coming. PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.